Deep in the wilderness, a Mustang wandered far from its herd. It was once strong and proud, running free through fields and rivers. But now, it was weak and hungry. Days without food had left its ribs visible beneath its dull coat. Each step was a struggle, each breath heavy. One evening, as the golden sun dipped below the horizon, the Mustang stumbled onto a lonely road. Headlights flashed past, their beams blinding. The Mustang swayed, its legs trembled, and then it collapsed. Its dark eyes, once filled with fire, now held only desperation. Would anyone stop? Would anyone care? The Mustang lay still on the cold asphalt, its sides rising and falling in slow, labored breaths. Cars zoomed past, their horns blaring, their tires screeching, but no one stopped, no one cared. The night grew darker, and the air turned ice cold. The Mustang shivered, its body too weak to move. It tried so hard to lift its head, but the weight of exhaustion crushed it down. Stars flickered above like distant dreams, dreams slipping away. Tears welled in its eyes, rolling down its dust-covered face. Was this really how it would end? Alone, forgotten? But then a sound? A soft hum of an engine slowing down. Headlights bathed the Mustang in light, not to pass but to stop. A car door opened and footsteps crunched on the gravel. A stranger approached, kneeling beside the fallen horse. "Do not worry. I am here to help." Their voice was gentle, kind. The Mustang's ears twitched weakly. It flinched as a warm hand touched its neck, but it did not run. It could not run. The stranger's eyes filled with concern. "You are so thin," they whispered. Then, as if making a promise to the broken creature before them, they said, "I will be back soon." And with that, they hurried away. The night stretched on, but the Mustang was no longer alone. The stranger returned, fast, carrying blankets, water, and food. They knelt down, placing a soft blanket beneath the Mustang's weary head. "Here, drink," they urged, offering fresh water. The Mustang drank, its parched throat burning as the cool liquid soothed it. The stranger studied the horse's thin, trembling body, their heart aching. "You have been through so much," they whispered. Nearby, cars still rushed past, their lights flashing. But now, the Mustang didn't just see darkness. It saw hope. The stranger pulled out their phone and called for help. "I have a horse here, weak, starving. I need supplies." Their voice was urgent, determined. Within minutes, headlights appeared in the distance. Friends arrived, stepping out of their vehicles with ropes, buckets, and medicine. One carried fresh grass, another brought tools. "We have to be careful," the stranger instructed, their eyes never leaving the Mustang. The team nodded. Together, they began working. The Mustang watched them, its dark eyes filled with something new, trust. For the first time in forever, it wasn't alone. Help had finally arrived. They tied ropes gently around the Mustang's chest, careful not to startle it. "All right, 1, 2, 3, the stranger called out. The team pulled hard. The Mustang's body lifted slightly, its legs scrambling for balance. But then, thud, it fell back down. The horse neighed in fear, its heart racing. The rescuers gasped. "It is harder than I thought," the stranger murmured, wiping sweat from their brow. Their friends exchanged worried glances. What if they failed? But no one gave up. "Let us try something else," someone suggested. The stranger nodded, determination burning in their eyes. They would not leave this horse behind. As the team worked, the stranger knelt beside the Mustang, whispering softly, "You are safe. You are not alone." Their voice was calm, soothing. Slowly, the horse began to relax. Its breathing steadied. Its fear, once wild and uncontrollable, began to fade. The stranger reached out, gently stroking the Mustang's neck. And for the first time, the horse did not flinch. A bond was forming, a fragile, precious trust. The stranger smiled. "You are so brave," they whispered. The Mustang's dark eyes blinked at them, filled with something new. Hope. The team needed a better plan. We need more support, the stranger said. They brainstormed quickly. Pulleys. Stronger ropes. One friend dashed off to their truck, returning with thick ropes and a sturdy pulley system. We can use that tree as leverage, another suggested. The stranger checked every knot, every strap. This has to work, they said firmly. The Mustang watched, ears twitching. It was nervous, but it did not try to run. It wanted to trust them. It needed them. All right, the stranger took a deep breath. On 3, the team braced themselves. This was their best chance yet. 1, 2, 3. The team pulled, the ropes tightening around the Mustang's body. Slowly, inch by inch, the horse began to rise. It neighed loudly, its legs kicking, struggling to find balance. The rescuers held firm. Almost there, the stranger urged. The Mustang trembled then with a final, desperate push. It stood. Mud dripped from its coat. Its legs wobbled beneath its weight, but it was standing. Cheers erupted from the team. You did it, someone cried. The Mustang neighed loudly, its voice filled with triumph. The stranger beamed. They had done it. The horse was safe. The Mustang was free from the mud, but the journey wasn't over. Its legs were weak, its body still frail. Carefully, the stranger led it to a quiet spot near a stream. They washed the mud from its coat, their hands gentle, reassuring. Friends brought fresh grass and water. The Mustang ate slowly, each bite bringing back a little more strength. The stranger sat beside it, watching every movement closely. You are safe now, they whispered. The Mustang turned its head and nuzzled them softly. The stranger's heart swelled. This horse, this once lost soul, was fighting to live, and they would fight alongside it. One morning, the Mustang limped badly. The stranger's heart sank. Oh no, they whispered, rushing to its side. The horse whinnied softly, pain in its eyes. The stranger knelt down, gently lifting its leg. A deep bruise, sore and swollen, pulsed beneath the skin. You must have strained it when you fell, they murmured, concern filling their voice. Carefully, they cleaned the wound, their hands steady but their heart aching. Do not give up, they told the horse firmly. The Mustang blinked, as if trying to believe them. It laid its head down, exhausted. The road to recovery was not over yet. Days passed. Some were good, some were bad. Sometimes the Mustang stood strong, its spirit unbreakable. Other days, it could barely move, its pain too great. But the stranger never left. They sat beside the horse, whispering stories, humming soft melodies under the moonlight. You are not alone, they reminded it over and over. The Mustang listened, its breathing slow and steady. Even in the hardest moments, the stranger's voice became its anchor. Hope flickered in its dark eyes. It was still fighting, and so was the stranger. Neither of them would give up. The stranger worked tirelessly, massaging the Mustang's sore muscles, walking beside it even when it stumbled. You are getting stronger, they encouraged. The Mustang's steps were slow, but each one was progress. The stranger's friends visited often, bringing apples and fresh grass. The Mustang accepted the treats, its trust growing deeper. Look at you, one friend smiled. You are a fighter. The stranger beamed. The Mustang was fighting, with everything it had, and no matter how long it took, they would be there every step of the way. After weeks of care, the Mustang took its first gallop. The stranger watched, their heart pounding. The horse's legs, once weak and trembling, now carried it across the field. The wind rushed through its mane, the sunlight gleaming against its coat. The stranger laughed, pure joy filling their chest. Look at you go, they called out. The Mustang neighed, kicking up dust as it ran. It was no longer just surviving, it was living. The stranger wiped away a tear. Soon, you will be ready for freedom, they whispered. The moment they had been working toward was finally within reach. The Mustang's health was improving, but there was still work to do. The stranger checked its legs, its coat, its teeth. Every little detail mattered. "You must be fully ready," they said, brushing the Mustang's mane. The horse stood patiently, trusting them completely now. At night, they lay under the stars together. The Mustang dozed peacefully, no longer afraid. The stranger sighed, staring up at the endless sky. The bond between them was unbreakable. But soon, they would have to say goodbye, and the thought of it made their heart ache. The Mustang rested in a large paddock surrounded by trees. Birds sang, and the wind whispered through the leaves. The horse stood tall, its coat shining in the sunlight. The stranger leaned against the fence, watching it with pride. "You are ready," they murmured. But deep down, a knot formed in their stomach. Would the Mustang survive alone? Could it find food and water? Would it be safe? They clenched their fists, pushing away the doubt. The Mustang had overcome so much already. It had fought to live, and won. The stranger had to believe in its strength. The Mustang ran faster and farther each day, its muscles growing strong again. It leaped over small streams, chased the wind, and played like it once had in the wild. The stranger watched from a distance, smiling through their emotions. It no longer needed them, did it? The Mustang paused on a hilltop, gazing at the horizon. Its ears twitched as if listening to something far away. The stranger walked up beside it. "You belong out there," they whispered. The Mustang neighed softly. Was it agreeing? Both of them knew. The time was near. Though the Mustang trusted the stranger, it remained cautious around others. The stranger introduced it to new people slowly. "It is okay," they reassured, handing it an apple. The Mustang sniffed, its dark eyes filled with hesitation. But as the days passed, it began to accept their kindness. It took the apple, chewing thoughtfully. The stranger smiled. "Not everyone will be kind, but many will." The Mustang's ears flicked forward, understanding. This was an important lesson, one that could one day save its life. To prepare for freedom, the stranger taught the Mustang simple commands. "Stop." The Mustang halted. "Come." It trotted forward, eager to listen. "Stay." The horse stood still, waiting. The stranger grinned. "You are amazing," they praised, stroking its strong neck. The Mustang had learned fast, maybe too fast. It followed the stranger everywhere now, watching them with trusting eyes. The bond between them was unbreakable, but the stranger's heart ached. They could not keep it. The Mustang was meant for something greater. The stranger had found the perfect place for release. A vast land near a river, filled with rolling hills, fresh grass, and towering trees. The Mustang sniffed the air, ears perked in excitement. It knew. This place was different. The stranger took a deep breath and opened the gate. "Go ahead," they whispered. But the Mustang hesitated. It looked back at them, uncertainty flickering in its eyes. The stranger forced a smile, though their chest tightened. "It is okay. You are ready." The Mustang took a step forward, then another, but stopped again. The stranger spent the final days teaching the Mustang everything it needed to survive. They led it to streams, showing where to drink. They pointed to bushes, teaching it which plants were safe to eat. The Mustang learned quickly. It was ready, but was the stranger? One morning, as the sun painted the sky in warm colors, the stranger packed their things. This was it. "Today is the day," they whispered. The Mustang followed them to the gate, ears twitching, eyes wide with nervousness. The stranger placed a hand on its neck, voice soft. "Thank you for trusting me." The Mustang nuzzled them gently. Both felt it, the weight of goodbye. The stranger took a deep breath and unlatched the gate. The Mustang stood still, nostrils flaring. It knew. It could feel the change in the air. Slowly, the horse stepped forward, each hoof touching the earth with hesitation. Halfway to freedom, it stopped and turned back. The stranger gasped, their heart catching in their throat. Was it second-guessing? Did it not want to leave? Their vision blurred with tears. They forced a trembling smile and raised a hand in farewell. "Be free, my friend," they choked out. The Mustang's ears flicked forward. Then, with a final, powerful neigh, it turned and ran. Its mane streamed behind it like a banner, muscles rippling with strength. The stranger watched breathless as the Mustang disappeared into the wild. It was home. The stranger returned to their life, but their heart was forever changed. Everywhere they went, they thought of the Mustang. They told the story to anyone who would listen. What happened to the horse? People always asked. The stranger would smile softly, gazing toward the horizon. It is running free. Children listened with wide eyes. Adults nodded in quiet admiration. The Mustang story wasn't just about survival. It was about hope. And hope, once found, never fades. Months passed, but the stranger never forgot. One day, drawn by a feeling they couldn't explain, they returned to the forest. Their boots crunched against fallen leaves as they searched. Had the Mustang truly made it? Their heart pounded with uncertainty. Then, hoof prints, fresh ones, leading toward a clearing. The stranger's breath hitched. They knelt, touching the tracks with shaking fingers. And nearby, grass had been eaten, trees rubbed against. The Mustang had been here. A deep, relieved laugh bubbled from their chest. It had survived. The Mustang was thriving. The stranger wiped their eyes and smiled. "You did it, my friend," they whispered. The Mustang's rescue became more than just a memory. It became a legend. People spoke of the stranger's courage, of the horse's unbreakable spirit. A miracle, they called it. The stranger, ever humble, only smiled when they heard it. They visited schools, sharing lessons of kindness, compassion, and second chances. Children listened eagerly, imagining the Mustang galloping free under a starlit sky. The stranger kept only one keepsake, a single feather, caught in their coat the day they said goodbye. It reminded them of something important. Miracles happen when kindness meets determination. The Mustang lived on, wild and free, galloping across wide meadows, drinking from the rivers, and grazing under the sparkling night sky. Its spirit, once broken, was now untamed. The Mustang had found its true home, its heart full and unburdened by the past. Sometimes, on quiet evenings, it would stand on a ridge and gaze toward the horizon, as if searching for something or someone. Did it remember the stranger? Perhaps, but it didn't matter. The Mustang was free. Somewhere, far away, the stranger smiled, their heart full of peace. The Mustang's journey had been theirs, too, woven together by hope and determination. It was a story that would never be forgotten, a tale of kindness that had given a wild heart a second chance. The Mustang had found its place in the world, and the stranger had found something too, a reminder that miracles happen when we refuse to give up, even in the hardest times. Now, as the Mustang ran under the endless sky, free from all fear, the stranger knew they had done something great. The Mustang had become more than just a rescued horse. It had become a symbol of hope. Its story would inspire generations, reminding everyone that no matter how broken you are, there's always a way to heal. And when you find someone who believes in you, anything is possible. The Mustang, forever free, would always carry a piece of the stranger in its heart, just as the stranger would carry a piece of the Mustang. Their story would echo forever, in the wind that tousled the Mustang's mane, in the gentle rustling of leaves, and in the hearts of all who believed in second chances. The Mustang's freedom was not just a new beginning. It was a miracle, and that was the story that would live on forever. The Mustang lived on, wild and free, galloping across wide meadows, drinking from the rivers and grazing under the sparkling night sky. Its spirit, once broken, was now untamed. The Mustang had found its true home, its heart full and unburdened by the past. Sometimes, on quiet evenings, it would stand on a ridge and gaze toward the horizon, as if searching for something or someone. Did it remember the stranger? Perhaps, but it didn't matter. The Mustang was free. Somewhere, far away, the stranger smiled, their heart full of peace. The Mustang's journey had been theirs too, woven together by hope and determination. It was a story that would never be forgotten, a tale of kindness that had given a wild heart a second chance. The Mustang had found its place in the world, and the stranger had found something too, a reminder that miracles happen when we refuse to give up, even in the hardest times. Now, as the Mustang ran under the endless sky, free from all fear, the stranger knew they had done something great. The Mustang had become more than just a rescued horse. It had become a symbol of hope. Its story would inspire generations, reminding everyone that no matter how broken you are, there's always a way to heal. And when you find someone who believes in you, anything is possible. The Mustang, forever free, would always carry a piece of the stranger in its heart, just as the stranger would carry a piece of the Mustang. Their story would echo forever, in the wind that tousled the Mustang's mane, in the gentle rustling of leaves, and in the hearts of all who believed in second chances. The Mustang's freedom was not just a new beginning. It was a miracle,